Welcome. Thanks for joining us on the Owatonna Today Show on this Friday, December 1st. We have flipped the calendar, and I guess we are officially into the Christmas season now. We are so glad you're joining us here on the Owatonna Today Show. We have been your community connection since 1991, and we continue to do so with the help of our wonderful sponsors we've had throughout the year. Some of those current sponsors include our premier sponsors, the City of Owatonna and Owatonna Public Utilities. Our primary sponsors are Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Anytime Fitness, Little Theater of Owatonna, and the Owatonna Foundation. Our interlude sponsors include Bremer Bank, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Cedar Valley Services, Carlson Brandstad and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care, Owatonna Area Business Development Center, the Steele County Historical Society, Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Video Productions, Triumph Graphics, and TPS Insurance. If you are at all in thinking about becoming a sponsor or supporter of the show, please get a hold of Leanne by calling 390-5751 or emailing owatonnatoday@charter.net. She'll be happy to get you information on that. And by the way, do say thank you and show your appreciation for the sponsors that continue to keep Owatonna Today Show on the air. Patronize their businesses and tell them thank you for their support of the program. We do have a great one for you today on this December 1st. First of all, when we come back from our break, we'll be talking about the holiday train rolling into town next Tuesday. And a little bit after that in the program, we'll be getting more acquainted with our new Steele County administrator. So we'll take this break for right now. We'll be back to talk holiday train.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Sarah Friesen, and I will be singing an LTO's production of Snapshots, Memories, Moments, and Music, directed by Kathy Purdy and Galen Steckelberg. Performances of Snapshots will be held Thursday through Saturday, November 30th, December 1st, and 2nd at 7:30 p.m., with a matinee on Sunday, December 3rd at 2 p.m. Tickets are available at the LTO box office by calling 451-0764 or online at littletheaterofowatonna.org. Don't miss LTO's production of Snapshots, Memories, Moments, and Music.
Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us here on the Owatonna Today Show on this Friday, December 1st, bringing us one day closer, a couple days closer to the holiday train that is coming up on Tuesday, December 5th, and we're going to get all into the discussion about that. We welcome back. You missed us so much you had to come back for another show this week, didn't you?
Yep, thanks for having me, Deb.
Owatonna Fire Chief Mike Johnson is here to let us know a little bit more about it. And we also welcome Nancy Ness. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, how are you?
Nancy is the Executive Director of the Steele County Food Shelf, and we're doing well, and we're so glad you're with us.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Definitely talk about how the food shelf plays into this really, really fun event, I think, for people. So let's go back just a little bit historically. This is the 5th event, and when Mike said that to me just ahead of the show, I said, what? This is only the 5th year, but we're every other year.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep. Canadian Pacific does the holiday train to raise money for food shelves throughout Canada and the United States. They have 2 trains.
Okay.
They're lit up. They're really fun to see, and it's a fun event. And they travel across the country. And Owatonna's been lucky enough to have this here 4 times previously, and it's been very successful.
Yeah.
And then this will be our 5th time that the holiday train will come in, and we're looking forward to a good time and a lot of people coming out to see that train come into town.
We are very lucky to be on the route. If you have seen it before, you know what a wonderful holiday spectacle it is. If you haven't, you really should try. So let's go over some of the logistics of what happens next Tuesday on the 5th. When does the train come into town? What does parking look like?
Yep. Here's kind of the timeline for the train. We're going to have some local performers performing on a stage like we have in the past, and we're going to have recreational fires. We'll have beverages there,
okay.
And it'll be set up at 1145 Park Drive, which is right by the bus company, right by where the water tower is.
Okay.
The train will come in about 4:05, but most people want to be there before the train comes in because the performers, the stage opens to the north. So you want to be able to get across to the north so you can see the performers when they open up that stage.
Now parking is kind of a sticky wicket around there. If you recognize the area, we're kind of talking about the area that's north of, like if you go behind Target. So if people don't necessarily know where the bus company is, but so we're in that area, right, by the bus company. But there are some great opportunities for shuttles, so people can park in much more convenient places and get shuttled over.
Yep, like we have in the past, we'll have signs out at the Lowe's and Walmart parking lot areas, and you'll see those signs. You can park there. The bus will shuttle you right to the site. You can get out and watch the event. And buses will be available to shuttle people back to their cars when it's over.
Okay, and when do those shuttles start? So say somebody wants to get there in plenty of time to catch the local entertainment that's starting at 3:30. Do the shuttles start at about what time?
The shuttles will start about 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So that'll give plenty of time for people to be there. Local performers will be at 3:30.
Okay.
The train will be coming in. If you want to get videos and pictures of that, it'll be coming in at 4:05.
Okay.
The performers on the train will start at 4:15 and they'll perform to about 4:45, and then we'll clear everything in the area and make sure it's safe, and then the train will take off again and go off to their next stop.
So when you say performers on the train, just for people that haven't been there, so there's the stage set up for local performers, but the performers on the train are literally on the train, right? They open up.
Yeah, they ride the train and then they come in and they go across the country doing this, and they've been doing it 2 routes, Canada and the United States. And if you look at the Canadian Pacific website and look for a holiday train, or you go to their Facebook site, you'll see a lot of pictures, a lot of video, and then you'll get the schedule for performers that are going to be on the train, as well as other locations where the train will be.
And again, we are very fortunate because I think it's just a fun thing to get people really in the holiday spirit, and just a really neat thing that we have available to us coming through town. So it's coming from Rochester, right? They have a performance over there?
Yes, it'll be coming in from Rochester, and we're very lucky that the community supports this event. And the reason we do this is to raise money and food for our local food shelf.
Yep, and we want Nancy to talk a little bit about that. So let's talk about the recipient of that. Obviously, that is the whole focus of the holiday trains, as Mike said, throughout Canada and throughout the United States, to raise money for local food shelves. So let us know what we, as people coming to attend the event and see all this wonderful music and lit up train and everything, what we can do to help benefit our food shelf.
Well, we're always taking food donations, so things like canned soup, even pickles, canned meats, those kinds of things are really important this time of year, especially with winter coming. We also accept cash donations, and when you consider what you would purchase for $10 at a grocery store, we can buy much more with that through our resource at Channel 1, the food bank where we shop. So cash donations are more than welcome too, and we will use that money to help stock our food shelves and get things going.
How are things looking at the food shelf in general right now? This is a time of year where obviously people have, there are holiday meals planned, and you hope that everyone's is a good meal, and their family and friends and things. Are you doing okay? Is this?
We are busier than ever.
Okay.
We served over 800 families in the month of October, which is another record for us.
Okay.
We did have several local churches and one individual that put together a lot of Thanksgiving bags. So last week we were busy handing out Thanksgiving bags so people could come fix a great meal for their family that would be with them. So that was really nice to do. I don't know why our numbers are so high. We've been trying to understand that, but they are nonetheless. So it's important that we keep our food shelves stocked as much as possible so that we continue to have a good variety of foods that people of all nationalities and backgrounds will like and use.
Okay. And if someone knows someone who could potentially be a recipient of food shelf donations, do they just need to walk in and say, here's my story? Or
they don't even have to tell us their story, although many of them do.
Right.
The best thing to do is just come there. They should have a receipt that shows what their address is, like a lease agreement or a utility bill, something like that proves their address. And that's really all they need. If they've got dependents, they need to know what their dates of birth are, but that's about it. We also know there are several homeless people that are staying in Steele County who don't have residents. So we will serve them too. And we just ask that if they do find a residence, let us know and we'll update their file. But it's a very simple process, takes about 15 minutes to fill out the paperwork and have a small interview, and We'll get them on their way with a grocery cart full of food.
I know, and I'm sure you have heard many stories, and some of those stories are, some people are needing it for a very short period of time, for a very much a stopgap situation where they've, there's a job loss or an illness or something that's happened in their family.
There's been several people that have said, I never thought I would have had to use the food shelf, and I hope I don't have to use it long.
Right.
But I tell them, I'm so glad we're here to help you when you need it.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Let's talk a little bit more about those cash donations. So you mentioned Channel 1, and that's an opportunity that you have as a food shelf or other food shelves do to really use that dollars and cents for just incredible purchasing power.
That's right. As an example, we can buy a case of cereal for about $1.50.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Wow.
So that makes a big difference.
It sure does.
Yep. Cases of peanut butter are $3.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, that kind of exemplifies the buying power that we have through Channel 1.
Okay.
The problem with that, it's not a problem, but the one drawback is we have a standard set of foods that we can get from them. And that's why when people bring in donations, they're usually something different than what we have.
Okay.
And it's really nice to offer that variety. So cash donations, easy to carry, go a long way. Food donations offer variety. So either one is fine, and we'd be happy.
Keeping that balance maybe is the thing to keep in mind, because I was just going to ask you that question. Well, why would somebody not want to just give cash and let you do that? But like you said, they may think of something like, whoa, this is a family favorite of ours, and we're going to give this to the food shelf, or we're going to give some cans or some other non-perishable items because we like these. It might be something that you're not able to purchase.
That's right.
Okay. So when they come to the holiday train, they can bring their food donations. There's going to be collection areas for that.
Yes.
And also then cash donations. I'm sure there's a secure way to handle those for you also. You'll
That's right.
be there, and representatives from the food shelf taking those as well. So keep that in mind. What a great event that you can come and enjoy, but what a great way to benefit the Steele County Food Shelf. It's just really neat. Do you want to identify some of the local performers that are going to be there? Do you know who they are?
Well, I know Ryan Gillespie is going to be there for sure. I think we're still trying to line up the carolers. I'm not positive whether they're coming or not, but if Ryan is the only one, we're still fortunate to have her.
Absolutely fortunate, yeah. And we'll see if carolers have such a tight schedule.
They do.
Sometimes it's really hard for them to think about putting another thing in there. But we definitely encourage people to come. If they want more information, Mike, I know you said the holiday train, the Canadian Pacific website will get them a little bit more information, but I'm sure they could call either of you for more information about the local aspect of it, or the parking of the shuttles or things like that.
Yes.
So, and we hope that it's a great event, both to get us in the holiday spirit and to also help us be very giving.
Yeah, and I hope to see a lot of corporate groups come down. It would be fun to see them come bring their donations, their food, and they can bring them as groups that are there, challenge other corporates or people in the community, churches, other groups to come in and bring things down. It'll be really a fun event, and I believe Santa Claus is going to be there.
Woohoo! All right, that's a bonus on top of it. We'll have a successful one for all those reasons that we just mentioned, all right? And Merry Christmas to both.
Yep, you too.
Thank you.
We'll take a break for our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Bremer Bank. I am Jason Iberg.
And I'm Shannon Pedersen.
Bremer is a full financial services bank.
We invite you to stop by Bremer Bank and experience the Bremer difference.
You are always welcome at Bremer.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Since 1988, the Owatonna Area Business Development Center has been the part of the success of many area businesses. The center leases office space and manufacturing space and offers on-site business consulting. The Owatonna Area Business Development Center is in business to help your business be a success.
Hi, this is Eric with the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. A heated swimming pool, sauna, running track, cardio room, basketball court, weight room, and 6 tennis courts are among the amenities you can enjoy at our facility. We have a variety of membership packages available to meet the needs of everyone, or you can simply drop in for the day. Stop out today and take advantage of all we have to offer. West Hills Tennis and Fitness, encouraging and promoting a healthy lifestyle.
Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us on this Friday, December 1st. And we have the pleasure of having Steele County Administrator Scott Golberg with us. Scott, you're new in the position, right? You have been in this role since October 30th, am I correct?
That's correct. Less than a month on the job, or right about a month, we'll say.
Okay. All right. And all is well so far?
It is, yes. It's. I'm finding that it's what I thought it would be. I'm drinking from the proverbial fire hose. You know, it's
always.
It's a lot of learning. You know,
Sure.
just trying to find yourself where your resources are to do the job. Your files, electronic files, paper files. Who do you go to for this or that? You know, that's a lot of what I've been doing in the last month.
Okay, so a little bit different role, but still within the county. And we were talking a little bit before we started about how long you have been with Steele County. And previously, your role was?
I was the Environmental Services Director for the county.
Okay, for how many years?
For 36 years.
That's amazing.
I started out as Environmental Planning Safety Coordinator.
Okay.
And then I worked into Planning and Zoning Administrator and Environmental guy for a few years in the late 80s.
All right.
And then we hired a full-time Planning and Zoning Director, so I went back to kind of my environmental world. And then I accepted the role as overall manager of the Steele County landfill.
Okay.
Incorporated that in. And then what we do with county government is we implement really state law primarily. That's our major role. And so as laws are passed, I would accept responsibility in my corner of the county there for things like water planning, some solid waste management programs like recycling, and those things. And as you become a more experienced employee, you're able to do things more efficiently, and you accept more roles and responsibilities, which I've done. And I've tried to add value-added services for the public too. And for example, we started a radon gas outreach program back in the early 90s, and we've been distributing radon detectors to the public now for quite a few years, and we're still doing that. So that's an example of a program that you can kind of add on to what you're doing and help the public out. So
I guess as you've seen a lot of changes over those years, and I mean, I have to say, I think that sometimes we as individuals who aren't involved in city government or county or state probably did not know or don't always keep in mind how that funnels down. So when you're saying laws are made at the state level, it's really to be brought to a local level, really the charge of the counties then to get those things to implement, as you said.
that's correct. We're really an arm of state government is another way to kind of picture it. So that is primarily what we do. I don't know what the actual percentage is, but I would say it's 80+% of what we do is implement those state and federal laws. Sometimes the federal laws come through the state too that we implement at the county level. And we get them from the state as either unfunded mandates or underfunded mandates.
Oh yay, either of those are good choices.
Yeah, and sometimes they're more fully funded, but I would say the majority of them are underfunded mandates. In other words, we get programs that we have to implement, and we're going to get some funding for them, but we're also going to be responsible for locally for funding those.
Okay.
So, you know, that becomes a challenge from a budget standpoint to be able to do that on an ongoing basis. It's one of our biggest challenges.
It sure would, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. So you have worn a few hats, maybe at the same time, it sounds like, over the course of your career so far, but that's probably actually served you pretty well in kind of going through those changes and, you know, taking on new roles and responsibilities to now be in the position that you are as the administrator overall.
Yes, I think it really has. I think it was one of the things I brought up in the interviewing process that as the Environmental Services Director, I was involved in construction, engineering at the landfill. I was involved in strategic planning for 10-year water planning, 10-year solid waste planning efforts, involved in personnel management, all kinds of capital budgeting long-term budgeting, especially for the landfill.
Sure.
We look at that on a longer-term basis. We set rates and pricing according to that. So it's like running a business, really, the landfill was, and I think that set me up for really helping in some of the budgeting and financial management areas. So
and you probably know then how everything needs to work. And specifically for our county, I'm guessing other counties are not too terribly different, but when you're coming from our situation here within our Steele County, you kind of know also how to partner and work with all the other components within the county to make things happen.
Yes, absolutely. I developed a lot of partnerships and collaborations with local agencies, with the cities, with the SWCD, with other partners within the county and outside the county too, to be able to implement our programs, because I didn't have a lot of staff. So you learn to delegate.
Oh yeah.
And you learn to collaborate
right?
to get the work done.
Yeah.
And I think it's in the best interest of the taxpayers too to do that, you know, to leverage the resources that are available locally in all these other agencies to get the work done.
Well, certainly you bring that into your role now. So as you have been in your first month and into your next, in the foreseeable future, what are some of the projects that are right in front of you?
Well, the 2018 budget is a big one right now. We are currently in the process of finalizing that budget. We have the Truth and Taxation hearing on December 12th.
Okay.
And the board will either set the final levy at that meeting or a meeting after that. So that's been a process really that takes 6 to 7 months every year. It starts back in May, June, and it's the department heads that really bring their budgets forward to the board through a process. And then we refine and we do some vetting and try to get those final numbers in for the final budget to determine how much we will levy to pay for the costs, how much we will bond to pay for some of the capital costs, and come up with a final budget. So that's that deadline's fast approaching here.
Well, yeah, you jumped right in at the kind of the tail end of it almost, really, as push is coming to shove, right?
Yes.
Okay. Another project that sounds like it's still in the forefront is the Public Works facility.
Yes, the Public Works facility project is continuing. I think we really made some headway this year. The county hired Al Forsberg. He was a former engineer with Blue Earth County to kind of lead the charge, and he's done a great job of getting that thing moving forward. We've completed the first phase of that, which is basically the preparation of the building pad, the roadways, the parking lot, the stormwater drainage, the sand and salt shed has been constructed, the fuel island is up and running.
Right.
So it's all ready for the next phase, which will start next year, the phase 2, which is the building project part of it. And it's expected that that project would be completed sometime in spring, early summer of 2019.
Okay.
At this point.
Yeah, it's a lengthy project. It's been going on for a while and continues here for a year and a half or so, it looks like, or a couple. How about your goals for the organization as you see going forward?
Well, I really want to work towards building a strong internal organizational culture of respect, communication, transparency, just working together, working for each other, serving each other, kind of a servant-based type of culture. I mean, we've had that over the years. When it's been really good, it's good, you know, and I think it really works, and it really helps the commissioners in their decision-making role too, because if they're getting the resources and the information they need from their departments, they're going to do a better job in their decision-making process too.
Sure.
And ultimately that's going to lead to great, excellent service delivery to the public if we can be strong internally and harness all the good resources we have with our staff. We have great staff in the county, and I found that out certainly in taking this job. It's been just a lifeline for me. The staff have been very supportive, so I'm very appreciative of that. And that's my leadership style, is to delegate and appreciate and really work with the people that we have and let them do their work to the greatest extent possible.
Well, it sounds like a great plan going forward, and it sounds like you're the right person to be in this position and to oversee and work with the Board of Commissioners and work with the staff and all those components that you have in place, and so certainly the very best of luck to you, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Deb.
Yeah.
I really look forward to the challenge and to continue to serve this great community.
36 years and counting, sir.
Yeah. Still going.
We look forward to talking with you again here on the Owatonna Today Show as things transpire and progress within the county. I'm sure that Leanne and Pete will have you on again, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. We'll take a break for our Owatonna Today Show sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Cedar Valley Services, located at the corner of Rose and Grove in Owatonna, provides an array of services for people with disabilities in Steele County. CVS thanks the entire community, especially our business customers, for supporting us in Owatonna for 43 years. Thank you from CVS.
Welcome back, and it's time to wrap up our program on this Friday, December 1st with some announcements. As a reminder, the performances of LTO's Snapshots, Memories, Moments, Music will be one weekend only. That is this weekend, with the first performance actually having happened last night, another one this evening, Friday, another one Saturday evening at 7:30, and then also on Sunday in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. Tickets are available by going to www.littletheaterowatonna. You can head there to the website to find out more information. The box office phone number also is 507-451-0674 to get your tickets and to get in on one of the additional performances of that. Soup Supper Time at the Steele County History Center. That is today from 4:30 to 6:30, in case you're seeing this in time and can still head over to that. As we heard earlier in the program, the 2017 Canadian Pacific Holiday Train is coming to Owatonna next Tuesday, December 5th. And as we heard there, shuttles start from Lowe's and Walmart parking lots at about 3 o'clock. There will be local performers at 3:30. You definitely want to be on the north side of the train, so getting there early is key. That train pulls in at 4:05, and then the entertainment on the train begins at 4:15. It's a great fundraiser for our Steele County Food Shelf. Please bring your food shelf donations, either in products, goods, or in cash, which they can make use of all of those. So just a really neat thing to get you in the holiday season, that holiday train. There is a support group for caregivers of those with Alzheimer's or other dementias. It is next Tuesday evening, December 5th, from 6 to 7 o'clock at the Owatonna Public Library, 3rd floor. Steele County Historical Society would like to invite you to, those younger folks, to the Junior History Detectives and History Detectives. That will be next Thursday, December 7th. The first one meets at 9 o'clock in the morning, the second one at 6:30 in the evening. And they'll be taking a look at both programs at Christmases at the State School and what it meant for those children. Very different, I think, than probably our Christmases that we enjoy today, and not in a place like the State School. Collection boxes are up and running for the 2017 Steele County Toys for Tots program. Look for those boxes. Drop your new unwrapped toys in there. The deadline for those is December 12th, and they'll be collecting and distributing those following that. So we hope you have a great weekend. Please do join us on Monday for the Owatonna Today Show, when we will have, among other things, Monday's program actually will be Owatonna Foundation and the Owatonna Arts Center Christmas display. So again, have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.